everybody, this is Steve with Smitty's Fly Box. Today I'm tying some foam Bullethead salmon flies. So this is an extended body foam for the Bullethead for the Salmonfly hatch, which will be coming up here soon, early summer in most places. So what I have is an Orienson streamer hook, but it's got a little wider gap than the other streamer hooks. That's why I like it, and a straight eye. So what I've got, what I'm going to do is attach my 6/0 orange thread, and let's just start it there in the middle somewhere. If you notice, I've already poked through a section of foam there, and I need that foam when I poke it up to there. I need to that's the halfway point, just past halfway. I need it to be able to rest right there. But before we glue that down, let's just build a thread base along our hook, and that'll help glue that foam and tie everything together. So let's just lay a little thread base down and come back to our 2/3 spot. Alright, now what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of super glue or Zap-A-Gap and run a small bead right along the foam and the hook there. Careful not to get too much. I might have gotten a little too much. And I'll take my second piece of foam that's the same size, and let's just line that up. And what we'll do is we'll just press that together for about 10 seconds. Alright, so now we've got our foam. Now notice I didn't glue back in here. We're going to add a little more just a little bit later. So now I'm going to begin with the segmentation of the hook. So let's just take one wrap here real close to the front of the foam and just kind of secure that foam in right there. And we'll begin building our segmentations going back. So let's just cross it over carefully. And now I'm not going to really cinch down too much with this thread. I'm just going to use it to build the segmentation. So let's just make nice even wraps. Just pay attention to what we're doing here so we get that nice segmented underbody. Got a little excess glue. Let's make one more. Okay. Now we're going to start heading on up the other direction. Going to wipe off some of that excess glue. But before we do that, we're going to let's lay another small drop of glue just right in there between the foam. Just a drop, and that's where we're going to lay in a couple of pieces or strands of rubber legs. So I've got just 2 of them, 2 rubber legs. Right there. Let's just lay those in there and then pinch everything together. Okay, so I got to keep a hold of that with my left hand. Now let's build our segment out past the hook. So it's a little tricky. I'm just pinching with my thumb and my forefinger, and that leaves my back 3 fingers free that I can grab the thread and wrap it around, and we'll just come right up the foam. Just make sure everything's straight. Let's do 2 segmentations. This is probably all we need. Coming with the foam. Now this last wrap, I may make a little tension just to taper that body down and cinch everything down. Okay, now we're going to cross back over, so it should look like that. We're going to cross back over what we've already made and make sure each wrap is in each groove. So just slide as you go, and now we can exit over, and we're back in the main channel, and we'll just try to make nice even wraps back to our starting point. So we should have a nice segmented underbody like that. Now we can take our foam and let's just clip that off as close as we can get on the top. And be careful with your legs and the bottom. I guess it's a tail, not legs. And there's our segmented body. Now we're ready for a wing. What I've got is some just some poly yarn to make a nice big fluffy wing. I like it a little more fluffy. This one I actually tied with some black yarn too, just to give it a little mottled look. So just some gray poly yarn. Let's tie that in just in front there. Let's fold it back all over. Let's go forward a little, just slightly. Then we can fold it back over and make nice even wraps going back to the base. And now we're ready for the front of the fly. So let's put in some antenna. So I'm going to use another strand of flex floss. Let's just tie on one strand, secure that in, and then I just fold it over. Hold it in place. We get some antenna sticking out the front. Now we're ready for the foam bullet head. So what I've done here is I've just clipped two. What I've done here is I've clipped two strands of black about the same width as the hook gap, so just a little bit wider than the tan foam we used on the back. Let's take one piece of foam and just hold it there, tie it against the eye of the hook, and let's make a couple of nice good wraps, collapse down the back of the foam. And let's just flip the fly over and repeat that step with another piece. And we'll just collapse that down and make some nice tight wraps. Now we're ready to just fold that back over. So we'll just carefully fold it back and try to position it straight for our first segment going back. So make one wrap just to gather everything, and then make a nice good cinch like that. These antennae are kind of in my way. I'm going to trim those down right now. Let's put in our first set of legs in the front right here. And we'll just position that in the groove so they V out. Do that on the opposite side. Position in the groove. I'm going to sneak my thread underneath, so let's sneak our thread under that foam. And now we can bring the thread back just to the base of our tail, and that's where we'll pinch our foam again. Again, sometimes you can just press down pretty hard and get it positioned where you want it. And we'll just carefully come in there with another 3 or 4 good wraps in that groove. Let's put in another set of legs. So this fly really kicks and moves and reposition that. Another set of legs right there at the last groove. On both sides. Okay. And now we're going to whip finish. You could just put a little drop of super glue, I guess, and just cut your thread. I'm going to attempt to whip finish through all that. So basically what you got to do is have your triangle of your whip finish just go through all those legs and try not to catch one of them. Really tighten that down. Okay, now we'll trim the foam on the front and the underbody. We'll dab a little head cement on there. Let's trim this wing so it extends just past the back of the fly. like that. Now if we really want to, let's doctor it up a little bit. So really this color actually is pretty good right now, but let's just model it up. So I'm just going to use an orange Sharpie just to put a little orange stripe down the center, and then I've just got some kind of a brownish, tannish marker. And there you have it. Pretty good coloration to the underbody and the profile that the fish will see. And that's been a pretty good fly.